please state your name and your age?
Hi, I'm DaijaA and I'm 18.
Talk about your dancing career.
Well, for 3 years I was a dancer and I was on a dance team and I would go to dance like places like Grace's dance and I would do a whole bunch of things like that. And then later on, was it my sophomore year, I was in a car accident and it involved a Hummer limo hitting us from behind and we got rear-ended. I mean, yes. And then I had my legs up on the seat in front of me, and when that had happened, it broke my pelvis and my hip entirely, so then I couldn't walk. Well, then shortly after that, I had to get multiple surgeries: hip, back, spine, injections and stuff like that to help me get better, and for some reason everything always went wrong. During my first surgery, they were supposed to give me an epidural to numb my entire half of my body, and they did give me the epidural and I did go to sleep. And when I went to sleep, I wasn't supposed to feel anything, and then I woke up shortly after feeling everything. I woke up during my surgery and I was moving my entire body, and the doctor told me you weren't supposed to, and I said I felt everything. I feel the pain, I feel the hurt, like do something. And then they told me that they were going to give me more medicine or either reverse it. So they injected me with morphine, tramadol, volume, and they put me also on a morphine click. So every 10 minutes you get to click it in and it puts morphine into your IV. And then right after that had happened, they were giving me too much of medicine, so then I actually had a seizure and overdose, and my seizure lasted 10 minutes and I knocked out for an entire hour and a half. After that, I woke up and I couldn't feel anything, so the medicine did work because they did not want to reverse it. And then I was asking my parents what had happened because I could not remember anything, and then my parents were telling me that I had a seizure and all that stuff. And then so when I did go through multiple surgeries, they told me I could never dance again. So I went on with that and I didn't dance anymore. I continued with just trying to get myself up and moving and walking, because for a whole year and a half I was not able to walk.
Okay. What was the traumatizing doctor's appointment did you have?
A traumatizing doctor's appointment I had was, actually it was like 3 things that I found out in one. So the first thing I found out was that it was right after my surgery. We talked about all the like bad things that happened during my surgery, and then we went over how it will affect my entire life. I actually got told that I was never supposed to walk again. They told me that the hip itself was just so messed up that they actually had to go and shave off my entire hip, and they had to take it out and just try to reconstruct something with it. So with that being said, they completely took out, and now with my entire hip there's a gap and it's missing. And then with that shaving my hip off and then trying to reconstruct my pelvis, it actually made my leg shorter, and it gave me a shorter leg than what I'm supposed to. So now I walk with a really bad limp. And they also told me that when they told me I was never gonna walk again, the first thing I did was look at my mom and cry, because I was in a wheelchair. And then my mom had to bathe me, my mom had to get me up to use the restroom. I had to, when I slept, my mom would have to reposition me at the night because I couldn't be in one position for too long. I had to sleep with my legs tied together because they were afraid that my body would move and it would break my lower spine again. After that, I had to get a whole bunch of different machines so it could help my mom help me out with everyday life. If I needed to get anything or if I needed to do anything, I had to call someone, and it would take three people, my brother, my sister, and my mom, to help me up to do anything I wanted. After that, they told me that I had to be homeschooled and bedbound for at least 6 months. It took me a while to even get up out of bed, and then later with that, I started getting depressed because I do all the stuff that I really wanted to, involving my friends. My friends were doing homecoming week, my friends were doing after school, like they would all go meet at someone's house, they would do volleyball games, like they would do all that stuff, and I just had to stay home and just pray that one day I'm gonna walk again. It took me a good year for me to walk again. It took me a year to even get the energy and get the strength to get up and walk again. I had to I had to do a lot. I had to go to therapies and involving therapy. Like I told my therapist, Michelle, her name was Michelle, it was with Team Care, and I told her that I was gonna walk again and I couldn't just stay bedbound forever. And it wasn't my destiny to be stuck in a wheelchair.